Tell me a little bit about your journey so far. And you mentioned at the very beginning there was a story around how you started SalesScreen. So if you don't mind, touch upon that and yeah, what's exciting, what you're most looking forward to in the next 10 years or so with SalesScreen.
Sure. So yeah, I was a classical computer geek and decided to take my master's degree in computer science. And I was surrounded by brilliant people, including a couple of them being Oystein, my co-founder and CTO, and Marius, my co-founder and CPO. And we eventually decided to, hey, we can handle both. So we're going to start a business as we take this master's degree in computer science. And we're just going to do, consultancy work to gain uh, relevance and experience and money. And what we were going to do is to experiment and try to create different types of SaaS, and hopefully one of them is going to stick. Uh, Bear in mind, this is back in 2011, 2012, so it's very
Mm.
early in the SaaS days and not much that really was in place. So it took a bit of work, and I, of course, did a major flaw as a first time founder. I started my first real SaaS idea based on a new technology. So push notification came to the market. We were like, okay, this can replace the text message for corporates.
Yeah.
Let's go do a hackathon over the weekend. That escalated into becoming a year-long thing. And when we were finally ready to launch, the same week, the text message became free of charge. So we were like, all right, this is interesting.
Yeah.
We had no
Yeah,
customers,
data
nobody
then,
wanted
that's
it,
a very
right?
good point. Data then overtook the credits, right? That was
Yeah.
that the shift? Yeah, okay.
No, so it was kind of like, all right, so that was my first SaaS, and obviously in a way that failed. But along the journey, we had an advertisement sales company come along, and they sent thousands of text messages internally every week.
Hmm.
And the thing was that they sent a text message to everyone when somebody placed an ad or made a sale, to create awareness and motivation and buzz, even you were in the office or outside. And they tried to replace that text message concept to spark sales motivation with our tool. And they started to push us like, hey, could you add, a pie chart showing how much they sold compared to their colleagues this day,
Mm.
or and how they're trending towards their target. Eventually they're also asked, hey, can we have this up on TV screens in the office space? You have all this data now, and that's when we created our second SaaS, integrated with this corporate messaging, now sales reporting tool. And
Hmm.
suddenly we created something brand new. Like people reacted crazy to this. Like music was playing on the screens when they closed the deal in real time. They were jumping up and down. They were so happy. They were fired up, and people took
Yeah.
note, and they started to call us out of the blue and be like, "Hey, I don't know what this is, but I want to buy." So
Do
that
you
was
remember
kind of
your
like the
first
start.
paying client then?
Yeah, it was this
It
client. I
was
would
that
say,
agency.
they really they transformed my bad sauce into sales screen,
That's
and
amazing.
then the client number two, three, four, and five were all people who visited this call center,
Mm.
or people who worked in that call center and changed jobs, went to their manager and said, "Hey, you gotta buy this stuff." So we bootstrapped sales screen all the way up to 2018. That's the first time we raised money, and we
Yeah.
had several $1 million in ARR at that point even. So
Yeah.
it's been a cool journey.
Oh, amazing.
And for the future, I'm definitely feeling that the pandemic unlocked a next type of journey for us. So we've grown faster and faster over the past couple of years. There is a war on talent. People are resigning or reshuffling into other jobs. That's the problem. Creating an engagement and an exciting atmosphere and a culture when people are working from home or remote is really hard. That's
Mm.
something that we do and help with. So it just makes a lot of sense in the modern hybrid work place to have a tool like SalesScreen to really help create that or recreate that best of the classical sales floor and get people fired up. Also,
Yeah.
it's just like, there's so many tools out there with just AI based and machine learning, this and that, and increased efficiency. But where's the tool for the people? The tool that sparks human emotion and gets them excited.